Hello, welcome to yoga. I'm Sara, and so today we are going to do a calming practice for Vata Dosha type. So if you missed last week's practice, it is saved, it is up on YouTube, so you can go back and watch it where I kind of talk about the doshas. But I'm gonna not do that today. I'm just gonna talk specifically about Vata Dosha, which is the dosha is like our constitution. It's kind of our body type. It's our way of being. So briefly, and then we'll get into our practice today. Okay. Get my books here. All right. Vata, which literally means wind, is the primary dosha or biological force. So Vata kind of drives the other two doshas. It's the motivating power behind the other two doshas, which are lame or incapable of movement without it. Vata is primarily ether in substance and air in motion. It exists as the air that we hold in the empty spaces of the body, like in our organs, joints, and bone cavities, particularly the hips and lower back. On an inner level, Vata is both the life force and energy of thought that moves in the space of the mind. So I'll just describe kind of what the Vata types are. And like I told you all, I am a Vata primarily. So on a physical level, Vata types are either taller or shorter than average, thin in build with a tendency to low body weight. They have poor circulation, dry skin, prominent veins, and low body fat. Their digestion is nervous and variable, and they easily get constipated. They suffer most from exposure to wind, dryness, and cold. On a psychological level, Vatas are nervous types, restless, active, expressive, and creative. They are emotionally sensitive and prone to fear and anxiety, with quickly fluctuating moods and opinions. Relative to yoga practice, Vatas are attracted to all types of energy practices, including asana, pranayama, and mantra. They like to be active, doing things to change their lives. So we are going to do kind of a flowing, moving practice, but the best part about the practice today, which is I find the best part of any practice, is Shavasana. We are going to do Yoga Nidra today because it is recommended for Vata types that they do a longer Shavasana. So I'm going to do the Yoga Nidra, which is a 15-minute long Shavasana. And we are going to begin with some breath work. We're going to begin with our alternate nostril breathing. So I'm actually going to start back on I'm going to go sit on my mat while we do the alternate nostril breath. So up close, I will show you how the hand works. So you're going to bring your right hand up in front of your face, bend the middle and index fingers down so that your thumb and your ring finger are exposed, and then the thumb will close off your right nostril, and then you'll use your ring finger to close off the left, okay? And we'll inhale through one and then exhale through the other. So if you need to grab a tissue real quick and kind of clean out your nasal passages before we begin that, you might want to do that. I'm gonna go ahead and come to my mat, and we'll come into any comfortable seat. Cross-legged is fine, or you can extend your legs out in front of you into staff pose or Dandasana. So when you're ready, go ahead and let's actually, before we even start that, we'll just take a few deep breaths. So in through both nostrils and out. And just center ourselves and ground ourselves. So Vata types are very kind of airy-fairy. So as we move through our practice today, we want to focus on being very grounded in our practice. So take some nice deep inhales and exhales. And then once you feel really grounded and centered, we'll bring that right hand up against in front of the face, bending the index and middle fingers down, and then using your thumb to close off the right nostril so you can inhale through the left. And then close off your left nostril, exhale out the right. Inhaling again through the right. And then close that out, exhale out the left. So that was one full round. We'll do a few more. Let's do one more complete round. And then release that right hand down. And take some deep breaths. And then we're going to start to move with our breath. So we're going to do a seated cat and cow. So similar to all fours, but we're just in a comfortable seat. On your inhale, you're going to lift the chest up and arch the back, looking up. And then exhale, tuck your chin into your chest, round the spine towards the back of the room, tucking that tailbone under. So moving with your breath, inhale, extend and lift, exhale, round. So just warming up the spine. We'll do a few more like that. Inhaling and exhaling. And by the way, those of you that have knee issues, or if you ever have a knee injury where being on all fours is not really working for you, and we do our kneeling cat and cow, just remember this: you can always take this seated version of your cat and cow in place of that. So just keeping that in mind and in your bag of tools, so that whenever you're taking a yoga class, you know how to modify things for your body. So let's take a couple more. And we'll take one more in each direction. And then we'll come back to neutral. Let's go ahead and separate our legs a little bit so that our heels are lined up and you can see both of your, not your heels, your ankles, and you can see both of your feet. And then we're going to start some circles. So inhaling as you bring the chest front, and then exhaling as you round the spine to the back. So very similar movement to our cat and cow. Lifting the chin when we're bringing the chest forward, and then tucking the chin into the chest when we're coming back. But just getting a little bit more into the hips here. Inhaling to the front, exhaling to the back. Making these circles whatever size they need to be. Take a couple more in this direction. Last one. And then before we circle around the other way, let's switch our legs. Take your other leg in front. And then go ahead and circle the opposite direction that you were doing before. Again, inhaling to the front. Exhaling to the back, moving with your breath. Might feel different on this side. And just remembering that as we move through the practice today, that this is your practice. So if there's something that we do today that doesn't really work for you and your body today, always feel free to modify a pose or skip it altogether, resting whenever you need to. Let's take a couple more. And last one. Coming back to center, we'll move into our breathing twist. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, gently twist to one side, placing one hand in front and one behind, and inhale it back up. Exhaling, twisting to the other side, moving with your breath. Inhaling as we reach, exhaling as we gently twist. You can look over your back shoulder as you twist, or just look to the side, whatever feels best for you and your neck today. And we'll hold on one side for an extra breath or two. If you want, take your front hand to your opposite knee and press into the knee. Go a little deeper into that twist. And we'll release, inhaling both arms up. Exhaling, gently twisting to the other side. Front hand to opposite knee, press into the knee. Go a little bit deeper. And release, inhaling the arms up. Exhaling the hands to heart center. And just take a few deep breaths here. Again, feeling grounded, rooted to the earth. Noticing the parts of your body that are touching your mat or whatever it is you're sitting on. All right, and then we're going to make our way to all fours and just come right into our child's pose from there, since we already did our cat and cow. We don't need to do them from here. So child's pose or puppy pose, if that works better for you and your knees. Let's come into an active extended child's pose. So the arms reach out towards the front of the mat. The elbows are lifted off the mat. Ears are right in between the arms. We're pressing our hips back towards our heels if we're in child's pose. Getting a nice stretch in the spine. Creating space between the vertebrae. And we'll start with a little bit of a flow here. So we're going to inhale forward into our kneeling plank. Exhale, cross back into that child's pose. So moving with breath, inhale forward, exhale, press back. When we come forward into that plank, make sure we're dropping the hips down enough so that we're not in a tabletop. We want a nice straight line from our shoulders down to our knees. You should feel your core engage a little bit. Let's take a few more. Let's do two more here. Last one. And then let's come into a more comfortable child's pose. So if it's comfortable for you to have your arms reaching out to the front, that's fine. If you'd rather stack hands or fists and rest your forehead on them, or bring your hands back by your feet with your palms facing up. Knees can stay together, or you can separate them out. You want a little bit more room for your chest and you want to open up the hips a little bit more. Finding a comfortable version of your child's pose to rest in. Knowing you can return to this pose anytime you need to. Take a break, rest, rejoin us whenever you're ready. And then from here, we're going to sit up and come into hero's pose. So we're sitting on our heels. Now, if this is too much of a bend for your knees and you do have access to a block, or you could even take a blanket and fold it up and place it underneath your, or behind your knees or underneath your bottom. You can come up a little bit higher here. We'll rest our hands on our thighs, sitting up nice and tall. And we'll go ahead and release. Walk your hands out to the front of the mat. Hands shoulder width apart, fingers spread wide. We'll come forward through that kneeling plank, tucking toes, lifting the hips up and back, and then we'll come into our downward facing dog. So taking whatever movements that you like, pedaling out the feet or taking one leg into three-legged dog at a time, shaking your head out, pivoting your heels from side to side. I always like to come up high on my toes and see if I can crack them. That's a Vata thing. If you are a cracky person with noisy joints, that is a Vata tendency or trait. All right, settling into that downward dog when you're done with your movements, tucking the chin, looking back between the legs. And then we'll walk the feet up to the hands, coming into forward fold. So feet are hip width apart. We'll soften the knees, grab opposite elbows, let the upper body hang. Shaking the head out from side to side. Taking it front to back. Swing, hold, torso from side to side. And then coming to center, releasing elbows, placing hands on shins or thighs, extend the spine, look forward. Take a few deep breaths here. On the next exhale, fold, soften the knees, inhale, reverse swan dive, come all the way up. Exhaling, hands to the heart. Take a few deep breaths here into Tadasana. Feeling grounded and rooted through the feet. Let's go ahead and take a nice big step out to the side for our moonflowers and sunflowers. So toes turn out about 45 degrees. Inhale, reach the corners of the room. Exhale, bend the knees, bring the elbows into the sides. Inhale, reach up and out. So really try and move at the pace of your own breath. Inhaling as we reach, exhaling as we bend. One more moonflower. And then transition into those sunflowers, inhaling, reaching arms all the way up, palms touch. Exhale, folding it forward, circling the arms down. Inhale, come back. Move at your own breath's pace. Last one. Exhale down. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, bend the knees, sink the hips. Bring the hands into the heart for a prayer squat. And release, inhale, reach the arms up, straighten the legs, turning towards the front of the mat. Step the feet together and bring the hands to the heart. So we're going to move through a more simplified version of the sun salutation, okay? And I really want you to focus on moving with your breath, okay? So if you don't want to do my version, you have your own favorite version, you always know you can move through that at your own pace. So starting at the top of the mat, let's inhale it up. Exhale, swan dive down, forward fold with soft knees. Stepping the right foot back. So we're not going to reach the arms up. We're going to keep the hands down. Inhale here. And then exhale, step back to child's pose or downward facing dog. Inhale, forward plank. You can stay up on your toes or lower your knees. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale the cobra or up dog, lift the heart. Exhale, press back. Downward dog or child's pose. Stepping the right foot up by the hands. Nice inhale here. Exhale, step the left foot up. Fold, inhale, reverse swan dive, come up. Exhale, hands to the heart. So almost the same as my regular one, just taking out the arm lift in the lunge. Inhale it up. Exhale, fold with soft knees. Step the left foot back. Inhale. Step the right foot back. Exhale. Inhale to plank. Stay on toes or lower knees. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward dog or child's pose. Left foot steps up by the hands. Inhale. Exhale, right foot up. Inhale, reverse swan dive, come up. Exhale, the hands to the heart. Do that once more on each side. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold with soft knees. Right foot steps back. Inhale here. Exhale, left foot back. Downward dog. Inhale, plank. Stay on toes or lower knees. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward dog or child's pose. Right foot steps up. Inhale. Exhale, left foot up. Inhale, reverse swan dive, come up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Once more on the left. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, fold with soft knees. Left foot back, inhale. Right foot back, exhale. Inhale to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward dog or child's pose. Left foot steps up, inhale. Right foot steps up, exhale. Inhale, reverse swan dive, come up. Exhale, hands to the heart. And take a few deep breaths here. If you need some open mouth exhales, if you're feeling a little overheated, let it out the mouth. Come back to that sensation of being grounded. Let's inhale it up. Exhale, swan dive down, forward fold with soft knees, stepping the right foot back. Turn that foot out up to 90 degrees. We're going to come into warrior two. Windmill those arms on up. Virabhadrasana V. Arms reach out parallel to the floor. Now let's drop the shoulders down. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Left knee is pointing straight over the left toes. Turning that left palm up toward the ceiling. Reaching for the front of the room. Bring that left arm up. Reverse warrior. Right arm lightly rests on that right leg. Keeping the bend in the left knee. Feeling the feet on the mat. Keeping you steady and stable. Let's come back through warrior two. Reach it forward again. Bring the forearm to the thigh. Right arm reaches up and over, side angle. Holding here for a few breaths. And then we're going to move through our dancing warrior flow. So the lower body is going to stay still. Feet grounded, left knee stays bent. If that left leg gets tired, you can always straighten it out. But the upper body will flow with the breath. So we're going to inhale the warrior two. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle. So let's do that a few more times with your breath at your pace. Inhaling two. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle. Couple more. Inhale to two. Exhale, reverse. Inhale to two. Exhale, side angle. Once more. Inhale. Exhale, reverse. Inhale and exhale. Come back to warrior two. Straightening out the left leg now, shifting the hips back as we reach forward with the left fingertips again. Drop that left hand down. Come into Uttita, Trikonasana, triangle pose. So your left hand can rest on your left leg. You can bring in a block if you have one, or you can bring that hand down to the mat. Right arm can reach straight up. You can rest on your side, bring it behind your back. And let's go ahead and release the right hand down. Bend your left knee, and then we'll step the right foot up to the front. And we're going to take our left foot back. I'm going to turn around and come to the other end of my mat so I don't have my back to you guys. So left foot comes back. Spin that foot out, up to 90 degrees. Windmill those arms on up, warrior two. Check your pose, check your shoulders are stacked over your hips. Your right knee is pointing straight over the right toes. If you look down at your right foot, you should see your big toe to the left of your knee. Shoulders relaxed. Breathing. Turning the right palm up toward the ceiling, reaching it forward, and then bring that arm up. Reverse warrior. Keep the bend in your right knee. Left arm lightly rests on that leg. Moving back through warrior two. Reaching it forward again. This time bring the right forearm to the thigh. Left arm comes up and over, side angle. Sink the hips down. Keeping the chest open to the side. Moving through that dancing warrior flow. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale for two. Exhale, side angle. I'm going to let you guys do the last two on your own with your breath. Once more. We'll come back to warrior two, straightening out the right leg, moving into Uttita Trikonasana, so the hips shift to the back as we reach for the front. Drop that right hand down to the right leg, to a block, to the mat. Left arm can reach up. You can rest on the side, bring it behind the back. Take a few breaths here. Not a lot of weight on this right arm, by the way. You can pick it up. Should not be bearing really any weight. It's there for balance mainly. Go ahead and stand it up. And then we'll turn the feet so they're parallel to each other. And then let's just heel toe those feet on in. We're going to get ready for our standing balance. So we're going to do Rikshasana, tree pose. Okay, so starting with our feet. So feet are hip width apart, parallel to each other, toes spread and relaxed. Let's really engage through the feet, getting grounded. That is our foundation for all our standing balance poses. So we want to feel really rooted and grounded to the earth. Okay, knees are a little bit soft. We want to make sure that the knees don't lock out. Okay, shoulders stacked over hips and knees and ankles, so all of our joints are aligned. The core is engaged, the pelvic floor is lifted. Let's bring hands into the heart. We'll shift the weight onto our right foot and bring our left heel up to the side of the ankle to start. So you're in a little kickstand version of your tree. Your right knee should stay a little bit soft. You can leave the toes on the mat or slide the foot up to the side of the shin, Or if you want, pick that foot up and place it in your inner thigh, keeping your hips stable. If you want, you can grow your branches, reaching arms up, maybe taking them out. Relax your shoulders if you lift your arms. So sometimes it's a windy day, right? So the top of our tree might sway and move in the breeze, but our roots keep us grounded to the earth. And then we'll release the hands back to the heart if we raise the arms, and release the left foot to the floor. Pull out your right ankle. I'm mirroring you guys, so I'm having to remember in my brain to say the opposite of what I'm actually doing, which is always fun. All right, let's reset. So re-engage through the feet, Pada Bandha, foot seal, Mula Bandha, pelvic floor is lifted, Uddiyana Bandha, abdominals engaged, Jalandhara Bandha, chin draws in towards the throat. Mahabandha, shifting the weight onto your left foot. Take your right heel up to the side of the ankle. Keep your left knee soft. Staying here, or moving that foot up to the side of the shin, or picking the foot up and placing it in the inner thigh. You don't want to rest the foot on the knee joint. It's tempting. That knee is just like the perfect little resting spot for your instep. However, we don't want to move or push the knee joint sideways. It's not really good for it. Not meant to do that. Hands can stay at the heart, or if you want, grow those branches, reaching arms up, maybe out. Relax your shoulders. It is a little windy out today here in Albuquerque, so we might be swaying a little. That's okay. If the trees don't sway, or if they don't move in the wind, then they break. All right, let's bring the hands back to the heart and release the foot down. Roll out your left ankle. And we'll go ahead and make our way back to the top of the mat. Let's inhale, reach it up. Exhale, swan dive down, forward fold with soft knees, stepping the feet back one at a time. Coming into downward facing dog, and then we'll just lower immediately into a child's pose. So just like earlier, any version of child's pose that makes you happy. Remember, you can always take puppy in lieu of child's pose. If you're not sure what puppy looks like, knees are stacked directly underneath your hips rather than having the hips back toward the heels. Arms, you can reach them out to the front, and we drop the forehead down. You can have your elbows lifted or lowered. You could even kind of stack your forearms if you wanted to, if you didn't want to reach them out like that. So that's puppy, in case you were wondering what the difference is. And then we're going to make our way onto our bellies for locust. So locust is a nice gentle back bend. If you've taken many of my classes, you know I hate bow pose, but locust doesn't bother me. So we're going to bring our arms down by our sides with the palms down, and then we'll bring the forehead down to the mat. We're going to do this 3 times. So we're actually going to do the upper body, and then we'll do the lower body, and then we'll lift both of them together. So we're going to start with the upper body. We're going to keep our legs and feet grounded. And we're going to lift the arms, the head, the chest, and the shoulders up, reaching for your heels with your hands. So avoid the temptation to look up. We want to keep the neck neutral. So looking down at the mat, maybe a couple inches in front of you. Don't hold your breath. Go ahead and release. You can turn your head to one side. Let your heels move away from each other if you want to shimmy shake the booty back and forth. All right. Let's reset. So bring your forehead down to the mat. Palms are down. This time, we're going to keep the upper body down and lift just the leg. They're not going to lift very high. We're going to keep the legs straight. So lifting the toes, the knees, maybe the thighs come up too. A lot of work happening in the lower back, the glutes, the hamstrings, and then release. You want to turn your head to one side again if you want to give your booty a little shake from side to side. All right, we'll put the two together. So now we'll lift everything up. Upper body and lower body come off the ground together. Lift and reach. Again, do not lift your head. Just look slightly forward. And release. Let's go ahead and press back into a child's pose. Again, any version you like. And then we'll go ahead and sit up. Taking the legs around to the front, coming into staff pose, Dandasana, extending the legs out long. Move some of the flesh out from underneath your sit bones. If you have a blanket or a towel that you want to sit on for your seated forward fold, go ahead and grab that. And if you have a strap handy and you know you want to use it for your seated forward fold, go ahead and grab that and get it ready. Let's inhale, reach the arms up. Exhaling as we fold, hinging from the hips. So reaching for your feet, your shins, underneath your thighs, or taking that strap, looping it around the bottoms of the feet and pulling on the ends, relaxing the shoulders. Using our sinking breath, lengthening the spine on the inhales, deepening the fold on the exhales, even if it's a millimeter. A little bit more. And release. If you're using a strap today, keep it wrapped around the bottom of your left foot and just take your right foot out. We're going to bend the right knee and let that knee open out to the right side. For Janu Shirshasana, you can prop underneath the knee if you like. Placing one hand under either side of our left leg, turning the chest, the base of the leg. Inhale the length of the spine. Exhale to fold, reaching for your foot or your strap. Anywhere along the leg, you can take a cross grip with your hands if you want to. And we'll release, coming up, bringing that right knee up. We'll step that foot up and over to the outside of the left thigh. You can leave your left leg straight or bend it underneath you and sit back down, hugging the knee with the left arm. The right arm comes behind us for a nice twist. So options for your arm, you can hug the knee like this. You could bring your elbow past your knee, get a little bit more into the spinal aspect of the twist. If you like to bind and you want to bind today, reach your left arm between your legs, come behind the back with the right, bind your pose. And we'll release. Standing the right leg out, bending the left knee, letting that knee open out to the left side, maybe propping underneath the knee, maybe setting up a strap around the bottom of your right foot if you like. Placing one hand on either side of the right leg, turning the chest to face the leg, inhale to lengthen, exhale to fold, reaching for your foot, the strap, anywhere along the leg, taking a cross grip again if you want to. And we'll release. Coming up, let's bring that left knee up. Step that foot up and over to the outside of your right thigh. Leave your right leg straight or bend it underneath you and sit back down, hugging the knee with the right arm. The left arm comes behind us and we twist. So again, you can stay here hugging your knee. You can bring your elbow past your knee, or if you wish, reach through the legs. With the right arm, come behind the back of the left and bind your pose. And release. Go ahead and come all the way down onto the back. So holding on behind the knees or not. Going down nice and slow. Hugging the knees into the chest. Maybe take some little rocks from side to side, just massaging that low back. Maybe circling those knees, first in one direction. And then in the opposite direction. Coming back to center, let's open up the knees. We're going to reach the arms between the legs. You can either grab your big toes with your first two fingers and thumb, or you can grab the outsides of the feet, or you can even grab onto your shins. And then we're going to come into Happy Baby. So bring the feet up toward the ceiling, opening up the hips, drop your tailbone down towards the mat. It has a tendency to want to curl up like this, so just push it down. And then if you want, you can gently rock this pose from side to side. Because I never saw a Happy Baby that was perfectly still in real life. They're always moving around and wiggling. And then stopping that movement, we'll bring the soles of our feet together, grabbing a hold of our ankles, pulling the ankles towards us as we use our elbows to press the knees away from us. So we're in a supine or lying down Vata Dosha butterfly pose. And a nice hip opener here. And then we'll release, hug the knees into the chest. Extending arms out to a T position. Your palms can be up or down. Either drop both knees over to your right, or if you want a little bit more intensity in the twist, you can cross your left leg over your right thigh first, slide your hips slightly over to the left, and then drop the knees to your right. So lying spinal twist, keeping both shoulders on the mat. If you want to bring the twist all the way up to the neck, turn your head and look down your left arm. And then we'll release that and switch sides. If you cross legs one way, we'll cross them the other way, and we'll all take our knees down to the floor. And release. Uncrossing the legs if they're crossed, hugging the knees into the chest, and the forehead up to meet the knees, move everything in nice and tight. And then release it all down. So, preparing for Yoga Nidra. So, like I mentioned at the beginning, it is a longer Shavasana. It's about 15 minutes. So we might actually run over a smidge, over an hour today. If you cannot stay or don't want to stay, no worries. You can always just drop out of the class at will. It doesn't bother me or anybody else if you want to leave. If you are staying for Yoga Nidra, it is recommended that you do Yoga Nidra lying down. So make yourself as comfortable as you can. If you do happen to have a blanket or a towel or something you can put underneath your knees to kind of support your knees while you're on your back, that's a wonderful relaxing thing to do. If you don't happen to have it handy, don't worry about it. Don't go running all over the place in your house to find something. If you have an eye pillow and you want to use that, that's great too. Whatever you can do to make yourself comfortable. If your place is kind of on the cool side, you might want to put some layers on so that you're not kind of chilly. And then we will go ahead and begin. It is time for Yoga Nidra. Make sure that you are warm enough and that your position is one that will be comfortable for the duration of the practice. It is best that you remain still during Yoga Nidra so that both your body and brain have a chance to fully relax. However, if you become uncomfortable, please feel free to change position. Allow your eyes to close and keep them closed until the practice has ended. The practice of Yoga Nidra is a practice of yogic sleep that will guide you to a state of consciousness between wakefulness and sleeping. Try to remain awake by listening to the sound of my voice. You'll be asked to move your awareness to various bodily sensations. Try not to concentrate too intensely, as this may prevent you from relaxing. During this meditation, please use and absorb what you need in the moment and leave the rest behind. The mind becomes overactive with thoughts and worries. Just come back to the sound of my voice. Become aware of any sounds you can hear in this moment. Nothing else but what you can hear without strain. Begin to focus on the most distant sounds that you can hear. Let your sense of hearing radiate outward, searching out these distant sounds and following them for a few moments. Move your attention from sound to sound without labeling the source. Gradually bring your attention to closer sounds, from sounds outside the building to sounds inside the building to sounds inside the room. Without opening your eyes, visualize the four walls of your room, the ceiling, the floor, your body lying on the floor. Visualize your body lying on the floor, the position of your body, your clothes, your hair, your face. Become acutely aware of the existence of your physical body lying on the floor. Become aware of your natural breath. Become aware of your natural and spontaneous breath that moves in and out of your body without any effort. The natural breath flows in through both nostrils. Notice the feeling of the breath as it comes in and out of your nostrils. There's a sense of coolness as you inhale the breath. Follow this feeling into your nose, your sinuses, the back of your throat, into your lungs. There's a sense of warmth as you exhale the breath. Feel this warmth on your upper lip as you breathe out. The natural breath flows through both nostrils during the inhale and the exhale. Allow your breath to become longer and slower. Take a long, slow inhalation, followed by a longer, slower exhalation. Make your exhale even slower. Notice the slight pause after the exhale. Slow inhale, even slower exhale, and pause. Feel the urge to breathe in bubble up inside you. When you need to inhale, please do so. Long, slow inhale, longer, slower exhale, and then pause, where the body is neither breathing in nor out. Please continue breathing in this way. Now go back to the natural, easy breath, releasing any control over the inhale or exhale. We will now begin a systematic journey of sensory awareness throughout the body. You will move your awareness to different parts of your body as soon as you hear them named. Please say the name of the part to yourself and feel that part of your body, but do not move any part. The practice begins on the right side. Right hand thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, waist, hip, thigh, knee, calf, ankle, heel, sole of the foot, top of the foot, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, left hand thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, waist, hip, thigh, knee, calf, ankle, heel, sole of the foot, top of the foot, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe. Now go to the back of the body. Right heel, left heel, right calf, left calf, right thigh, left thigh, right buttock, left buttock, lower back, middle back, upper back, the entire spine, right shoulder blade, left shoulder blade, back of the neck, back of the head, top of the head, forehead, right temple, left temple, right ear, left ear, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, middle of the eyebrows, right eye, left eye, right nostril, left nostril, right cheek, left cheek, upper lip, lower lip, chin, jaw, throat, right collarbone, left collarbone, right side of the chest, left side of the chest, upper abdomen, navel, lower abdomen, right groin, left groin, the pelvic floor, the whole right leg, whole left leg, whole right arm, whole left arm, the whole face, the whole head, the whole torso, the whole body. Come back to the feeling of your breath flowing in and out of your nostrils. Maintain your awareness of breath, and at the same time, develop your awareness of your physical body. Your body is relaxed and lying on the floor. Notice the heaviness of your body as it rests on the floor. And take your awareness into all the points that are touching the floor. Lie quietly until you feel ready to move. Start by slowly moving your hands and feet, wiggling fingers and toes, and circling the ankles and the wrists. Reaching the arms up overhead, stretch, and release. And either rolling to one side or hugging the knees into the chest, taking a few deep breaths as you prepare to come up to seated. And when you're ready, making your way into any comfortable seat you choose. So last few things about Vata Dosha, some little tips to help calm your Vata Dosha, sorry. Routine helps to calm the Vata Dosha. Taste to calm Vata, sweet and salty, which that just speaks to me. Love sweet things and salty things. Aromatherapy, sweet scents, rose, jasmine, and earthy scents, sandalwood. Regular meditation, walking in nature, stepping in bare feet on the earth. Cooked foods, root vegetables, stews, healthy oils. Massage, touch, soft music, and love. Since the sense of touch is related to the Vata dosha and the ether element, touch is one of the fastest ways to calm Vata. Self-massage with soothing oils and lotions. All right, so last few little tips for my Vata folks. Sitting up nice and tall, dropping the chin down into the chest. Taking the right ear towards the right shoulder. And left ear to left shoulder. Bringing the head up, taking the hands behind the head, looking all the way up. And release, taking 3 deep breaths, inhaling arms up. And exhaling them down. Inhaling up. And exhaling down. One more time, inhaling it up. Bringing the hands together at heart center as we exhale. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.